basis some of my questions. Administrator, and across America, this has to be done correctly. Otherwise, there's going to be no infrastructure, not just with broadband, no infrastructure that will be completed in a timely manner. So I very much appreciate the line of questioning from our chair there. Next, we're going to hear from Senator Blackburn. Senator Blackburn, you're recognized for questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Davidson, thank you for your time yesterday, and thank you for being with us today. When you were addressing Senator Fisher, you said you wanted to hear about the pain points and know where those were. And we discussed some of these yesterday. Let's continue to drill down on some of them today. We talked about the money, and you've heard from others this morning about the money coming out of the Infrastructure and Jobs Act and how difficult it is for people to get certainty on these distributions amounts, the burdensome permitting process. If you want to talk about a pain point, that is a pain point because it is making it difficult for them to deploy the broadband and close that digital divide. And then also the timelines that are called for in the bill. And as you know, these are points where there's a problem. So how is the NTIA planning to work with the states, with the local officials, and with agencies like the EPA to streamline some of this permitting and to deal with these timelines that are really a pressure point?
Thank you for the question. I think it's imperative, as you've said, for us to be working closely with states and communities to make sure that we can implement this program effectively. Probably the most important thing that we are building right now at NTIA is a team of people federal program officers who will be out in the states, working in each state, assigned to each state, making sure that the programs are successful and that providers can navigate these issues. So
do you have those individuals that are going to be working in the state, or do you have them employed by the NTIA at this point in time?
We've probably, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, ma'am.
Do you have them employed, and are they out there working with the states?
So we have, I would say, the intent is they will be NTIA employees. We probably have, I would say, roughly half of them. We've got
prioritizing the areas where you're putting them.
A lot of it depends, I'll just be honest, a lot of it depends that we're recruiting and making sure that we can get good people in states. So if folks know of great people in your state that we should be hiring, we'd love to hear it. I will say we do have some great people actually based in Tennessee, in Nashville. So
well, let me move on. I wanted to talk with you about the Davis-Bacon requirements. We talked about this for a moment, and Senator Thune brought it up to you. You were evasive on how you plan to work with states that are right-to-work states. Can you, for the record, say how you're going to do that, and do you need to submit that protocol in writing to us?
Well, thank you for the question. I would say, as I said before, that we do take these labor issues very seriously, and we want to make sure that we are protecting workers.
Are you prioritizing union labor, yes or no?
These are not requirements for states. There are reporting requirements for states, but they are not requirements for states. And so I would say, and I'm not a labor expert on Davis-Bacon, so I apologize. I think there we'd probably have to get back to you on exactly what reporting you would want to see from us. But I will say that what we've done here is not a requirement that we think requires any state to go against the state law.
I'm going to read, okay, here's the notice and what it says, that providers, and I'm quoting, reading from the law, must give priority to projects based on a demonstrated record of and plans to be in compliance with federal and employment laws. and that they are required to give preferential weight to projects based on the strength of showing in their application on this factor. The factors include things like using a directly employed workforce as opposed to subcontractors, compliance with Davis-Bacon, using project labor agreements, commitments to union neutrality, and more. So this is why we're concerned about how you all are going to preference, how you are going to prioritize union labor, and I'm going to be very watchful. Our state is a right to work state. And if you read this, Mr. Davidson, it appears that what you are doing is putting in place the ability to preference union states and to disregard and not give any kind of priority to states that are right to work states. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the additional time. I yield back.
I thank you, Senator. Next, we will hear from Senator Baldwin. Senator Baldwin, you're recognized.
Thank you.